All right, coming up this weekend, we have a Silver Series at Masters Cup. De La Viega, don't worry, we're not going to talk about the course. You know how we feel. But interesting part of De La, no 2-meter rule this year.
Here's what I hope happens. Just in my spiteful De La spite. Love De La. Love it.
I would love to play De La.
Yes.
I would not love to play De La for a Pro Tour.
Right.
I
hope that them taking out the 2-meter rule just creates this tournament where like everybody just ignores the course and just throws everything over the top, and then it's just like the stupidest thing ever.
Well, I was watching coverage back with Brody, and I was watching it with the intention of how can you break this course?
Yeah.
Not a lot.
Yeah. Well,
there's enough that there's some par fours or where like the players are having to throw weird scramble shots like rollers and stuff that now you can just throw a hyzer.
In my mind, the second you have a hole in your course that somebody can throw over the top of a tree canopy, then your course is broken, because I think that is like the dumbest thing ever. It is cool to watch, but like you have this hole and there's a specific design for it, and like there's these gaps and blah 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 blah, and then a guy just takes a grenade and whips it over top of the trees and just you don't see it until it lands. You've now failed. That course has now failed. Like you would not. If I'm looking to if I'm like, let's say you're assessing, forget the history of De La. Well, I'm saying, but like, I'm saying now it doesn't exist. So like that is the problem we might have. Because like, imagine let's get rid of the history of De La. You walk out to a course and you're like, yeah, there's 16 good holes, but there's 2 where literally everybody's just going to throw grenades over the top of it. You're not using it.
That's what I'm really, really interested. I'm really, really interested to.
If you could wipe
on
people's
debate
memory,
night,
they're not playing.
That's
De La.
what I'm saying. I'm interested on debate night tomorrow night to hear Brody.
Yeah.
Because Brody has no history with De La.
Yeah.
No recollection.
It just doesn't stack up with
I
the
just want to
courses
hear
on
like
tour.
someone who has now been on tour, never played De La, been on tour for like 2 years now. He shows up to De La, gets a few practice rounds in before debate night tomorrow night. I want to know what this guy thinks of it.
It belongs in a museum.
Well, I just want to know like what Brody might get on there and be like, oh, this is what we're missing. And I'm gonna be like,
really?
I feel like he's gonna be like, this course sucks.
Yeah.
But I want to hear it now. Like, let him play it for a few days. Here he has to say. The other thing that's going on is 2 rounds on the disc golf course, and they're bringing back the golf course. One round there. I believe that's where Raptor Leg started. Pretty sure 2016 De La. He hit that massive putt.
I really wish they went 2 courses there, 1 at De La. That would be like a nice little ode. But I understand that's not. Never. Happen,
decent MPO field, but we're missing Heimberg and Dickerson.
Oh wow.
So very notable though. Dickerson still isn't going out west. We're not going to see him till July.
Yeah.
Like it's May 9th. We're not going to see.
Did you find his Instagram post?
No, I didn't. But we're not going to see Chris Dickerson for 2 months.
Yeah.
2 full months.
Let me get the full gist of what he wrote, because
he'll be his next tournament on the Pro Tour scene that he's registered for is Idlewild.
Yeah.
Which is wild. It's Idlewild to me.
It is Idlewild to you. Yeah. Yeah, he's basically saying we already drove out there once. Doesn't make sense to do it again. It's a long way. Like, he drives. He said, the West Coast swing used to be unreachable for me financially. Thanks to an amazing sponsor, it's not an issue anymore. Absolutely can afford to go to West Coast. However, my goal is to play the long game with disc golf. I want to be doing this for years to come, and I want to give my body and mind time to rest. So essentially, he's taking this as like it's not quite mid-season yet, but mid-season hiatus to just kind of like cool down. And he's basically saying how, he only needs 8 Elite Series events for points for the Pro Tour. He's going to do 9 without the West Coast. And he just, I guess he just wants a refresh.
Yeah, I respect it. But as a fan of the sport, I hate it.
Yeah, it's such a weird one.
I get it. Take the time off. Do what you need to do. As a fan, I'm ticked.
Here's why this is so much of a big deal in disc golf, and it's because the field is still not as strong as it could be because of this, and it's the nature of disc golf, right? To where like a guy like Dickerson is at a tournament, like he's just expected to almost win every time.
Yeah.
Because like in golf, the tour is so much bigger. There's so many more names out there that
I literally just punched myself.
Nice. That if a guy takes a week off, you might not even notice it because there's a bunch of guys to kind of take his place in notoriety. But Chris Dickerson, when those top 5 guys still have such a chokehold on the rest of the field, when one of them's gone, you almost feel like the legitimacy of the next guy's win is taken out of consideration. Yeah. To some extent.
To some degree. Well, look, for a Silver Series, you won't really feel it because it's a Silver Series. It is what it is.
For the main Pro Tour events, that's where it's weird. But I like nothing against Chris Dickerson because like you know,
You gotta do what you gotta do.
You're such a baller that you can only play 9 events and you're getting into the Pro Tour finale and whatever. Like, you know,
go for it.
Like that's awesome, and I respect wanting to take that time off with your family. Like that. Nothing against Chris Dickerson. It's just
as a fan,
it leaves a weird feel.
I want to see him.
Right? Yeah. Because I felt the same way after Drew Gibson won and then left the tour for like 2 events straight.
I was like, what the heck?
And I was like, well, there kind of goes that storyline. Like Drew Gibson, fresh off of a win,
disappears.
And you know what? As a result, Drew Gibson lost traction in I feel like in disc golf fans' brains.
Yeah,
because he came back.
He won,
and that wasn't a storyline really anymore.
Yeah. FPO's also Wounded Field, no Paige, Val, or Kristen. So
wow.
It's a Silver Series again. So it's just like a typical Silver Series where like Kat's there, Paul and Ricky are there.
So Kat's there, and she's it's Kat versus the world.
Yeah.
Must win?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I feel like
more like a can't lose.
A can't lose. I agree. That is a can't lose.
This isn't a must win.
Yes,
it's
a can't lose. Yeah, I agree.
100%.
I agree.
But this is just Silver Series. You know what I mean? Like the fields aren't going to be as strong. Some key players are there. A lot of key players are missing.
I think we can put this on our radar. We need to put this on everybody's radar of like somebody wild might win this type of event.
Exactly.
Because like De La is weird, so we might have like Greg Barsby just win.